What's the word, people? It's Big Will. If you're on this channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for stopping in. If it's your first time here, again, do me that solid, hit the like and subscribe button, and you might end up liking the channel. I do reaction videos, I tell about my life before, during, and after prison. But we're gonna do a reaction video here. I've seen a couple of videos here. Let's check them out. I want to talk about, this is like a part 2 to the video I made about drugs in prison. And with this video, we're going to talk about how it feels, or what your body feels to OD. I believe this is medically how they speak about it. I've seen some other videos where people talk about how they say they felt, and there were some things that I didn't agree with. But let's get into this one and see what they actually have to say. I think everybody should see this with the sudden outbreak. And it's not sudden anymore. Let me rephrase that. With the ongoing outbreak of opioids and death, and now fentanyl taking over our streets. They're mixing it with everything. They're mixing fentanyl and cocaine with pills, and people are dying left and right over things that people are concocting themselves. But let's go on and see what they say.
Thank you so much to Hollywood Health and Society for sponsoring this video. Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. Drug overdoses are a serious problem. There were more than 67,000 drug overdose deaths in the United States in 2018 alone. Overdose is the top cause of death for people under 50 in the U.S., killing more people than car accidents or homicides, and is one of the largest health crises our country has ever faced. Opioids are a
2021. Opioids accounted for over 80,000 deaths in the United States. In 2021?
From CDC.gov, the new data show overdose deaths involving opioids increased from an estimated 70,029 in 2020 to 80,816 in 2021.
So they say that there's over 80,000 deaths in the United States in 2021.
A significant driver of drug overdose deaths. In 2018, they played a part in nearly 70% of fatal overdoses. So, just what are opioids? The term refers to a class of pain-relieving drugs, including everything from prescription medicines such as oxycodone and morphine, to drugs like heroin that are illegal in the U.S. When used correctly and under the guidance of a healthcare professional, prescribed
and now fentanyl. Let's just see, this video is from 2018. We're in 2023 now, but fentanyl adds to that list, so.
Opioids can be extremely helpful in relieving pain. However, if you take too much, or if you use illicit drugs, you risk an overdose. And to make matters worse, two very powerful and dangerous opioids called fentanyl and carfentanil are today commonly found in a large range of street drugs, including cocaine, methamphetamine, and MDMA.
And that's called carfentanil, not care. There's no E in it. It's carfentanil.
Anyone who uses opioids can experience an overdose, but certain things can increase risk, like combining opioids with alcohol and other drugs. Doing so increases the risk of respiratory depression. If you combine alcohol with other depressants like opioids, the two substances work to intensify the negative effect. Opioids slow down the central nervous system, including breathing. Alcohol is classified as a central nervous system depressant, meaning that it slows down brain function and neural activity. Other things that can increase the risk of overdose is taking higher daily doses or more than what was prescribed, buying drugs on the street, as well as certain medical conditions. A high dose of opioids can cause you to stop breathing completely. In short, respiratory failure is where enough oxygen doesn't reach the heart, brain, or the rest of the body. In an overdose, there is an excessive effect on the portion of the brain regulating respiratory rate, resulting in respiratory depression and eventually death. The typical symptoms seen in an overdose are pinpoint pupils, respiratory depression, and a decreased level of consciousness. While effects can vary, signs that a person is going through an overdose can include a weak pulse and clammy skin. They may also show bluish skin around the lips, small pupils, and experience low breathing. Opioid overdoses don't have to be deadly, and there are things that can be done to help save the life of someone experiencing an overdose. A big thing is to get air into the person's lungs. If you know how to do it, you can perform artificial respiration or rescue breathing on the person until help arrives. There's a guide for how to administer artificial respiration in the description below. You may also want to use a shield or a piece of cloth over your mouth. One can actually reverse overdose with a medicine called naloxone. Between 1996 and 2014, a survey from the CDC reported that over 26,000 overdoses were reversed by everyday people equipped with naloxone kits. That's why it's important that most places and people have access to naloxone, because it can really save lives. But just what is naloxone? Naloxone is a type of medication that can safely reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Naloxone is an opioid antagonist, meaning that it binds to opioid receptors and can reverse and block the effects of other opioids. It can very quickly restore normal respiration to a person whose breathing has slowed or stopped as a result of overdosing with heroin or prescription opioid pain medications. One of the effects it blocks is the depression of the central nervous system and respiratory system, allowing an overdose victim to breathe normally. While it only works on opioid overdoses, it is safe to use, causing no harm if opioids are not present. Administering naloxone nasal spray is easy. In fact, it was designed to be used at home without any medical training. The goal is to gently get a dose of naloxone into a person's nasal passageway while
Naloxone is also known as Narcan, for those of you that don't know,
while tilting their head back and supporting their neck. It's best to continue rescue breathing while you wait for naloxone to take effect. Make sure to stay with the person until help arrives. Naloxone is also available in a liquid form that you can administer with an injection in a muscle or skin. This is easy to do once someone has shown you how. The medicine can be injected quickly, even through someone's pants or shirt. Learn more about preventing overdose death and naloxone.
there is also Suboxone, which is a naloxone, a form of naloxone, and it is a opiate blocker as well. And you hear what they say, it binds the receptors so the drug can't get in and you don't feel the effects of being high. Now, like I mentioned in my video, because the receptors are blocked and you don't feel high, you still have the drug inside of your body, which causes people to still overdose when they think they're not high from the naloxone reverse. Meaning that when they give you the naloxone and it reverses the effect of the overdose, or it blocks you take the Suboxone strip or pill and you block the opiates from attaching to the receptors and you're getting high, you still can overdose because the drugs are in your body and it shuts down your system the same way. It just takes a different route to killing you.
By checking out the links in the description. We'll put a quick naloxone start guide along with an overdose prevention resource from the CDC down below as well. So are there any other drugs that you want us to talk about? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much to our friends.
And I will try to add them links in the description below so you can read them yourself if you like. If you're interested, you can go on and read about it, get to know about it. You may be able to save somebody's life or your own. But I've seen some other videos that talk about you feeling the effect, and you can feel yourself overdosing. And the thing is that when you take these opiates, in the amount you take, that if you overdose and die, you don't usually feel it. Your body feels it. Your brain feels it. Your pupils get dilated. I mean, they get pinned. They don't get dilated. They get pinned. So they're very small. You can see some of these pupils are very small. They get pinned. Breathing becomes shallow. They start trying to gasp for breath. Take short breath. But you gotta open their eyes and see that they're pinned. They're not moving. They can't regulate. It's not the same as like having an asthma attack in where you're saying, I can't breathe. But the fact that you can't get air into your lungs, when I was actively using, and if I felt that my breathing was shallowing, I could take a puff or two of my inhaler, which would open up my lungs and let air in. So it helped me out. But this is what your body goes through when you're overdosing. It's not like some of them videos out there that tell you that you sit there and you feel yourself not being able to breathe, and you keep waking up and you can't breathe, and you got to put yourself in water, and water does nothing for you. That is also a myth. If someone is ODing, you put them in ice cold water. That is also a myth. The only thing that does was try to shock the body, and studies have found that it doesn't really work. But with that being said, if there's any questions you have or you think you need answered, ask them down in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do. It's your boy Big Will, life after prison. Peace. So you see, a lot of that information is not right. Here you have somebody telling you what it feels like to overdose. And I'm going to tell you, as being someone who first-hand knowledge knows how it feels to overdose and be brought back from Narcan. You don't feel it. You don't feel it. Your body don't feel like you're losing air and you can't breathe. And if you can feel it, that's a phenomenon, and you're lucky. God bless you, because you have a chance and a way to reverse it. But that's why people die. People don't die because they're overdosing and they decide that they're gonna just stop breathing and overdose and kill themselves. When people overdose, it's an accidental usually. They get high, the shit's too strong, it's a high opiate count. They thought it was weaker than what it was. And when you hit it, you go right out. You go right out. You don't even know that you're out. Okay? You don't have this, oh, in 10 seconds I'm going to be going out. It's not like that at all. When you're overdosing, you're going out. You're on your way out. You hit it. You hit the vein, and you collapse. You face implant, or you fall backwards, or whatever the case may be. But if someone's there, they have the chance to bring you back as they see the signs, your face turning, your color turning, you stop breathing, you start convulsing. All things that you can't feel or react to when you're unconscious. your brain starts getting oxygen, which in turn shuts your heart down. You can't breathe, and you suffocate, you die. Your brain gets so high that you don't know what you're doing. You pass out and you expire. So for someone to tell you that they are losing conscious and you feel the oxygen leaving and you're choking, and it's not true. Now I'll be the first to say sorry, it didn't happen that way for me. If you was someone that could feel it, but 9 out of 10 times anybody that I've known that's ever been woken up by Narcan, they don't know what happened. You get your drugs, you inject it, or you snort it, and you go right out. Or you smoke it, whatever you do, and you go right out. I don't know what it's like to overdose off of cocaine, crack, or like speed, so to speak. I don't know if you have if your heart attack, or I don't know. I can't speak to that one. But from opiates, you go out. You just go out. From benzos, you fall asleep and you stop breathing and you go out. All your muscles shut down. You can't control, your body can't control the muscles. So you can't breathe. Your lungs don't work. Your mind ain't working to tell it to breathe. Everything goes to sleep. Your whole system shuts down. And you don't wake up. That's the scared part about overdosing from benzos, is that Narcan can't bring you back from benzos. So all this benzo dope that they were mixing with people were mixing in with the fentanyl and heroin. You can come back from the fentanyl. But if you're overdosing from the benzos and there's that much benzos in it, you're not going to come back. They're not going to be able to revive you. The Narcan will reverse the effects of the opiates. It will not reverse the effects of the benzos. So don't listen to anybody that tells you that you're going to stop feeling yourself, stop breathing, and you're going to feel yourself overdosing. You don't. The next thing you know is you wake up not knowing what happened from a shot of Narcan, when all the drugs are blocked from your receptors are blocked when you get to Narcan, and the drug can't enter your receptors, so it doesn't put you to sleep. There's a problem that people have when they get a shot from or two of Narcan. They want to leave the hospital and go get high because you're getting sick from the Narcan reversing the effects of the opiates, and it chases the opiates out of your system, and you feel like you're sick. The problem is the opiates are still in your system. They're just not able to get you high. They're just not able to stick to the receptors in your brain, so you can't feel that highness. But they're in your head, they're in your body. So people leave and they go take another shot as soon as they want to leave the hospital right away. They want to check themselves out, or they don't want to get in the ambulance, and they take another shot. And even though you're not getting high, they get aggravated because they still got the Narcan in them. So they take another shot, and it gets to a point where you got too much opiates in you, and then you overdose again and you die. If someone ever wakes you up from a Narcan shot, thank God that you're still alive, and let the effects wear off. Look for help. You need help. I was also blind, or I was ignorant to help when I overdosed and continued to get high. Through the grace of God, I'm here today. But I've lost 2 brothers from overdose. I've lost an uncle from overdose. With the many, many friends. And all I can say is it's not good. It's not fun. So anybody out there that's having a problem, get help. There's help out there. Reach out. You're not the only one. Don't feel embarrassed or anything else. You're not the only one. There is help. But help's not going to contact you. You have to contact help. Get help with your mental, physical addiction. When you're at that point and you're at your lowest, you're at your rock's bottom, they call it. Get help. There's only one way to go from there, and that's up. And I don't mean high, I mean up. Stand up and fight life. And maybe you'll be the victor this time. But as always, it's your boy Big Will. Hey, like and subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one. It's your boy Big Will. Peace.